Welcome back to SivanandaLahari, Logam number 2. Galanti Shambho Tvacharita Saritaha Kilbisharajo Dalanti Dikulya Saranishu Padanti Vijayata Dishanti Samsara Brahmana Paritapopashamanam Vasanti Macheto Kridabhuvi Shivananda Lahari. Shambho meaning one who creates auspiciousness. Tad Charita meaning from your history or Purana. Sarita meaning river. Galanti flowing. Kilbisha Raja the dust of sins. Dalanti removing. Dikulya Saranishu in the channels of the intellect. Padanti descending. Samsara Brahmana, the delusion of the cycle of samsara. Paritapa, Upashamanam Dishanti, gives redemption of that great sorrow. Macheta, in my intellect. Hridabhuvi, in the pond of my heart. Vasanti gets collected. SivanandaLahari, the flood of the bliss of auspiciousness. Vijayata, victorious. Full meaning, O Lord, do bestower of happiness on the whole world. All glory unto that current of divine bliss which brimming from the river of thy holy stories flows into the lake of my mind through the canals of the intellect, subduing the dust of sins and cooling the heat of misery, born of wanderings in transmigratory cycles. Continuation. The Lord who gives happiness to the world is Shambhu. This bliss flows down from the Shiva Purana as a river. It comes down in great floods as the flood of this auspicious bliss flows down through the canals of the intellect. It reduces the great mountainous Sanchita karma accumulated by the man during his several births into small particles of dust and along with agami karmas washes them away and thus purifies his heart and indriyas so that he can experience his prarabdha karma calmly. It cools down the heat produced in his being due to the transactions that had taken place in his several births during his transmigrations. The mind is the cause for the cycle of samsara. It collects all the likes and dislikes, giving rise to further births. The flood of Shivananda, which starts down from the Shiva Purana, flows down through the canals of the Buddhi, purifying it and get collected in the pond of the pure heart. In a clean mirror, the objects are reflected clearly. Similarly, when the purified intellect works through the purified indriyas, the objects of the world are also perceived clearly without being tainted by the dvandvas. Thus, the flood of Shivananda stays always without drying up and always full in the pure minds of liberated souls. A person bathing in this Jnana Ganga even once gets liberated. A river like the Ganges and Yamuna can only remove one's sins, whereas this Jnana Ganga removes the root cause of all sins. That is one's vasanas, thus removing the ignorance permanently. Sloka number 3. त्रयीवेद्यं हृद्यं त्रिपुरहरमाद्यं त्रिनयनं जटाभारोदारं चलदुरगहारं मृगधरं महादेवं देवं मयि सदयभावं पशुपतिं चिदालम्बं साम्बं शिवमधिविडम्बं हृदि भजे. Traivedyam meaning one who is known by the three Vedas. Hridyam, one who makes the heart happy. Tripuraharam, destroyer of the three cities. Adyam, present before everything. Trinayanam, having three eyes. Jadabhara Udaram, having long, dark, heavy tresses. Chalat Uragaharam, has his garland and snakes that are constantly moving. Mrigadaram, has a deer in his hand. Mahadevam, Lord of all gods. Devam, self-effulgent one. Mai, to me. Sadayabhavam, have kindness. Pashupati, Lord of all beings. Chidalambam, abode or supporter of intelligence. Sambam, present along with Ambal. Ati, Vidambam, great actor. Shivam, auspiciousness. Hridi Bhaje, I pray in my heart. Full meaning of the third sloka. I contemplate in my heart on the supreme deity Shiva, the three-eyed and luminous being who is to be known through the Vedas, who shines in the heart of creatures, who destroys the three bodies (gross, subtle and causal) of his worshippers, who is the first of all beings, who is majestic with his pile of matter locks, who wears a garland of quivering serpents, who sports a deer in hand, who is merciful towards me, who is the Lord of all creatures, who is the support of pure consciousness, who is inseparable from the Divine Mother, and who has disguised himself in a worldly garb. Thank you. Hare Krishna.